Tom Ruskin, former New York City police detective investigator. There he is. Let's go back to Tanya Acker. And she is an attorney and blogger for the Huffington Post, criminal defense attorney Bradford Cohen, and clinical psychiatrist Dr. Dale Archer. Dr. Dale, in the first case, it was a wild, out-of-control Chicago mob. In the second case, prosecutors say these 4 teenage males entered the home intending to kill the occupants and allegedly proceeded to murder the mom in her bed. Officials say their goal was to rob the home with the intention of killing everyone inside. Is there any way to explain this kind of sadism we're now seeing in the country and in the city? Ruskin, you're a former New York City police detective. You've been out there on the streets.
Right.
Can this work, or is it Pollyanna?
I think that's portionate. I think you're right on target with some of the ideas, but also schools and other people are missing the warning signs of the kids that they're dealing with. There have been many warning signs with the Columbine shooters and other people. Plus, we have to reinvent the criminal justice system to catch up with these juvenile offenders.
Yeah, well,
some of these kids are getting out and re-offending.
Yeah, Tom Ruskin, I'm going to say something a little provocative here. I think the criminal justice system is part of the problem. It's become a big business.
It is part of the problem.
We lock up more people than any other country in the world, Bradford Cohen.
It really is.
And we're institutionalizing these kids. And let me tell you something. Somebody's making a lot of money off of it. We're warehousing them. It's totally predictable that they're going to commit a crime. And then
You're
we end up
absolutely right.
warehousing them, and somebody makes a lot of money off of feeding them and closing them. And,
Correct.
And there's private prisons these days. We've got an industry of violence.
Yes.
Well, Jane, my suggestion is revamping not only the school system and the education system, but the criminal justice system, and somehow merging family court or getting rid of family court for juveniles and merging that into the education system and allowing 3 steps. First step is we have warning signs where you have to monitor a child. The second is an alternate punishment versus incarceration, and for a serious offender, then treating them like an adult and arresting them for like the murder that we just saw.
The problem with all of this is if you take a look at the 2 cases that we're talking about today, family members of at least one suspect in both cases say there's no way my child could have done this. So we don't know if these children have a history of problems at this point. A mob mentality led to death in Chicago. 4 teenage boys now charged as adults with first-degree murder. If they're convicted, they're going away forever, people. One of their moms say, "It's not my son." Ditto with a deadly robbery in New Hampshire. Police, Ruskin.
Well, first off, women commit crimes the same way boys do.
Not at the same rate.
Thank you, Tom.
Please, the stats show that the overwhelming majority of violent crime is committed by males. Take a look at the FBI statistics.
Yeah, I understand, but a lot of times the girls go with them when they're doing these crimes, or they're standing there, and a lot of times the girls are starting the trouble that eventually their boyfriends.
And I will agree with Tom 100%.
Tanya Acker, help me out here. If we turn the tables, go ahead.
There's no question, yes, girls commit crimes, girls beat girls up. We've seen that. But the epidemic of violence that you're seeing in terms of being bloodied, being macheted, girls don't do that.
Yes,
and I'm not saying.
Jump in here for a sec. It is senseless violence, but we are seeing it. And now how do we deal with it? And how are we now going as a society to punish these people who are responsible or rehabilitate them prior to them committing this act? These guys who up in New Hampshire went in there with a machete. They had full intention of killing both of them. Luckily, the daughter survived.
I'd like to see some parenting classes, Jane. Really, if you look at both these cases, the similarities are the parents say, "Oh, this could never be my kid.